A mysterious stranger has been entering your space when you're away, systematically taking what belongs to you. This isn't just about physical possessions. They're stealing your energy, peace of mind, and spiritual strength. You've felt it, the unexplained fatigue, the sense that something's off when you return home, the subtle shifts that can't be explained away. What you're experiencing isn't paranoia. It's a deliberate invasion designed to drain you while remaining hidden. But the time of this theft is ending. The truth is about to be revealed and your power fully restored. Something watches you sleep. The thought forms in your mind at 3:17 a.m. as your eyes snap open. The room appears empty. Nothing visible disrupts the stillness, yet certainty floods your system. You are not alone in this house. You've felt it for weeks. The subtle shift in atmosphere when you enter rooms. Objects relocated by millimeters. The persistent sensation of eyes tracking your movements. Not imagination, not paranoia. Truth. Your phone buzzes unexpectedly, a text from an unknown number. Check behind the mirror. The antique hallway mirror, the one you inherited last year, feels unusually heavy as you lift it from the wall. Nothing appears unusual at first glance. Then you see it, a symbol etched into the plaster. Ancient, deliberate. Not random vandalism, but purposeful marking. Your home has been claimed by something unseen. The revelation doesn't arrive gently. It crashes through your reality, shattering comfortable illusions you've maintained for months. The strange fatigue, the creative blocks, the emotional flatness, the persistent sense of being watched, all connected, all deliberate, all orchestrated. Dreams become increasingly vivid. A shadowy figure moving through your rooms with practiced familiarity. Whispered conversations just beyond comprehension. The sensation of something feeding, drawing sustenance from your essence while you sleep. You wake gasping, sheets twisted around your legs. Always at 3:17 a.m., a pattern forms. The digital clock's red glow burns the time into your consciousness night after night. Not coincidence. A deliberately selected hour when the veil between worlds thins to transparency. The hunting hour, the revelation continues unfolding through seemingly random channels. An overheard conversation at a coffee shop describing identical experiences, a book falling open to exactly the page detailing energy parasites, a chance encounter with someone who recognizes the symbol behind your mirror. Truth assembles itself piece by piece. Someone or something has invaded your home, violated your sanctuary, established energy siphoning mechanisms throughout your personal space. The revelation grows clearer each day. Soon, the final piece will fall into place. The sanctuary has become a trap. You stand in your own living room, keys still in hand, frozen at the threshold. The space before you looks exactly as you left it this morning. Everything in its proper place, nothing visibly disturbed, yet everything feels wrong. The air feels thicker, heavier, as if something unseen occupies the molecules between visible objects. Your skin prickles with electricity, lungs work harder to draw breath, eyes strain to focus on ordinary furnishings suddenly rendered slightly unfamiliar. This isn't your home anymore. The cushion on your favorite chair bears a slight depression, as if someone recently sat there. The coffee mug on the counter sits 2 inches left of where you left it. The books on your shelf have been rearranged by millimeters, not enough to notice casually, but glaringly obvious to your heightened awareness. Someone or something has moved through your space in your absence. Sleep becomes impossible. You lie awake, eyes fixed on shadows that seem to move independently of any light source. Ears straining at sounds too subtle to identify, but too persistent to ignore. Body rigid with the certainty of being observed. The bedroom that should offer rest now feels like a stage where you perform for unseen audience. Friends notice the change in your home's atmosphere. They shift uncomfortably during visits, make excuses to leave early, decline return invitations with transparent politeness. Your place feels Different, they say, unable to articulate the oppressive energy their bodies instinctively register. Your cats refuse to enter certain rooms, back away hissing from empty corners, stare intently at nothing visible to human eyes. Plants wither, despite meticulous care. Electronics malfunction without explanation. Food spoils faster than normal. The physical environment reflects the energetic corruption spreading through your home. This isn't paranoia. This is spiritual discernment finally awakening. Despite relentless attack, complete destruction never comes. Something protects you. The parasitic force consumes substantial energy, but never everything. Never succeeds in breaking your spirit entirely. Never crosses certain boundaries that would cause permanent damage. This protection isn't coincidence. An unseen barrier surrounds your essential self, a divine firewall the predator cannot breach. This explains your continued awareness, your persistent fighting, your ability to sense the wrongness rather than succumbing to complete oblivion. The God who established boundaries for oceans has established boundaries for your invader. This, far and no further. The line holds despite relentless testing. Evidence of protection appears in seemingly small details. The photograph of your deceased grandmother mysteriously relocating from targeted areas to your bedside table. The family Bible falling open to precisely the scripture you need. The unexpected phone call providing critical information at the exact moment hope began fading. These aren't random occurrences. These are strategic divine interventions, ensuring the invasion achieves only limited success. The spiritual immune system functioning despite persistent attack. Areas of your home remain untouched by the intrusive energy, small islands of peace where you temporarily recover. The corner chair bathed in morning sunlight, the kitchen window overlooking the garden, the shower where water washes away more than physical dirt. These sacred spaces persist, despite the invasion's best efforts to contaminate your entire environment. Most significantly, your core spiritual connection remains intact. Prayer still reaches its destination. Meditation still accesses deeper wisdom. Faith still provides foundation when everything else seems uncertain. The invader cannot sever your divine lifeline. This protection guarantees eventual victory. The invasion continues temporarily, but its ultimate failure is already determined. Divine protection ensures not just survival, but complete restoration when the battle concludes. The invasion didn't originate with strangers. Research into the symbol behind your mirror reveals connections to ancient energy harvesting practices. Techniques passed through secret lineages for extracting life force from unsuspecting targets. The pattern suggests familiarity with your routines, knowledge of when you leave and return, awareness of where your energy generates most strongly, understanding of your specific vulnerabilities. Someone who knows you, someone you've granted access willingly. Someone who smiles to your face while secretly feeding on your essence. The neighbor who always comments on your tiredness with satisfaction rather than concern. The co-worker who flourishes precisely as your projects falter. The new friend whose life improves dramatically while yours systematically unravels. Specific incidents resurface from memory. The helpful suggestion that you display the antique mirror in your hallway, the same mirror concealing the energy harvesting symbol. The insistence on gifting you objects that now occupy your most private spaces. The casual conversations extracting information about your schedule. Energy vampires rarely attack randomly. They select targets carefully, choosing individuals with specific energetic qualities, creativity, empathy, spiritual connectivity, healing capabilities. Your natural gifts made you not just vulnerable but valuable. Dreams provide additional confirmation. The faceless figure slowly develops recognizable features. The voice speaking unintelligible words becomes identifiable. The betrayal cuts deeper than the invasion itself. Hidden enemies operate in plain sight, their disguise maintained by your trust and goodwill. The ones who steal from you spiritually are often the ones smiling in your face. What was once invisible now becomes glaringly obvious. The energy signature undeniably familiar. The intrusion pattern unmistakably connected to someone you've welcomed into your life. Did you know the Obsidian Inner Order is the #1 ascension nexus for chosen ones? Well, now you do, but here's something you might not know. Joining the Inner Order gets you access to weekly group calls with over 450 fellow chosen ones, and we record them so you can catch up anytime. Our private Discord, it's not just active, it's a treasure trove of the world's most fascinating conversations. We're talking deep dives into occult knowledge, spiritual techniques, targeted individuals, diet optimization, and everything you need to fine-tune your ascension. This is where chosen ones gather to exchange wisdom, elevate one another, and tap into the kind of insights you won't find on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter. And for the seekers? Dive into Modern Manifestation Mechanics, our exclusive grimoire with 3 chapters available to members. Learn how to turn your home into an abundance magnet, master basic spellcraft for physical manifestation, and channel magical forces to elevate your goals. Plus, you'll get access to interviews with real targeted individuals and video specials so bold, the YouTube archons don't even want you to see them. This is more than a membership, it's a movement. So what are you waiting for? Stop searching. Start ascending. The link is in the description. Something shifts without your conscious action. The antique vase gifted by your energy-draining friend shatters without being touched. The book recommended by your suspicious coworker feels suddenly heavy, burning your fingers when you attempt to open it. The jacket left behind by your questionable neighbor develops an odor so repulsive you bag it immediately for return. Objects connected to the intruder reject their own presence in your space. This isn't coincidence. This is divine purging, spiritual housecleaning at the highest level. Digital connections sever without explanation. Text messages fail to deliver. Social media accounts become mysteriously blocked. Email addresses return permanent delivery failures. Relationships shift without confrontation. The suspected energy thieves find reasons to avoid you, excuses to maintain distance, explanations for their sudden absence. Physical spaces transform during the purge. Rooms previously heavy with oppressive energy suddenly lighten. Areas where you felt watched now feel private again. Spaces that drained your energy begin restoring it instead. The universe conspires to remove what harms you, even when you lack the strength or knowledge to remove it yourself. Throughout this divine intervention, synchronicities multiply. The right book falls from the shelf, opening to exactly the protection prayer you need. A forgotten family heirloom resurfaces, carrying generations of protective energy. A spiritual teacher mentions techniques for energy field repair during a chance encounter. Your participation requires minimal effort. The divine purge activates through your awareness and permission rather than demanding complex rituals from your depleted state. People connected to the energy thief gradually disappear from your life. Mutual friends choose sides without being asked. Professional connections realign without explanation. Social circles reorganize naturally. This isn't loss. This is protection manifesting as separation. What God purges, no human should attempt to retain. The parasite fights hardest when losing control. As divine purging advances, the intrusive force escalates its efforts. Subtle manipulation transforms into obvious attacks. Objects move while you watch. Keys vanish from locked drawers. Important documents disappear moments before needed. Electronics malfunction during crucial communications. Sleep disturbances intensify from merely restless to actively terrorizing. Dreams fill with confrontational images. Shadowy figures standing beside your bed. Whispered threats that linger after waking. Sleep paralysis pinning you beneath invisible weight. This isn't imagination. This is tactical desperation from a predator losing its feeding ground. Psychological pressure builds strategically. Doubts about your sanity resurface precisely when your confidence begins returning. Anxiety attacks strike before important meetings. Financial challenges materialize from nowhere. Relationships unconnected to the thief suddenly strain under manufactured tension. The message delivered with unmistakable clarity: stop your awakening or suffer escalating consequences. Physical symptoms intensify temporarily. Headaches reach migraine force. Fatigue deepens to near paralysis levels. Emotional stability challenges multiply as the parasite attempts to destabilize your nervous system through energetic disruption. Household disruptions escalate from annoying to alarming. Electrical systems malfunction despite professional inspection finding nothing wrong. Water turns briefly brown, then clear again without explanation. Temperature fluctuates wildly in specific rooms. The spiritual attack extends to protective people in your life. Those supporting your recovery experience sudden obstacles. Those providing spiritual guidance face unexpected challenges. Those offering practical help encounter mysterious difficulties. Most disturbingly, the thief attempts to contaminate your divine connection. Prayer feels suddenly empty. Meditation encounters intrusive thoughts. Scripture seems temporarily meaningless. Spiritual practices that provided strength now feel hollow. This represents the enemy's most desperate tactic, attempting to separate you from your most powerful resource. The attacks reach peak intensity precisely when your liberation appears most imminent. The darkest hour truly does arrive just before dawn breaks. The opposition validates your growing power. The thief fights hardest when its meal ticket is being permanently revoked. Understanding dawns with blinding clarity, not gradually but in a sudden illumination that transforms everything it touches. Your supposed bad luck reveals itself as orchestrated sabotage. Your random health issues show as systematic energy drainage. Your inexplicable financial struggles emerge as deliberately engineered setbacks. The timeline clarifies with painful precision: the energy thief's entrance into your life, the strategic positioning, the careful cultivation of trust, the incremental increase in access to your time, space, and energy. Nothing was accidental. Every coincidence served a calculated agenda. Every random event furthered their systematic extraction of your vital essence while pretending to support your growth. The patterns become embarrassingly obvious in retrospect. The thief grew stronger as you weakened. Their creative output increased as yours diminished. Their confidence expanded as your self-trust eroded. They harvested your energy to fuel their elevation, counting on your generosity and self-doubt to mask the theft. The revelation brings grief, anger, shame at being exploited. Then determination replaces everything else. What can be seen can be fought. What is understood can be overcome. The enemy can no longer operate in darkness because you finally turned on the light. The full understanding arrives through unexpected channels. A conversation overheard at a coffee shop where someone describes identical experiences. A documentary randomly selected that outlines spiritual parasitism in terms that perfectly match your situation. A dream so vivid it functions as direct divine communication. Most importantly, you understand why you were targeted, not because of weakness or failure or karmic punishment, but because of specific spiritual gifts the thief lacked. Your creativity, your empathic abilities, your intuitive capabilities, your divine connection. The confrontation unfolds differently than expected. No dramatic confrontation with the energy thief, no accusatory conversations, no demand for explanation or apology. Something far more powerful takes place. You wake with absolute certainty filling your chest. The knowledge that this particular battle isn't yours to fight through conventional means, that higher forces have engaged on your behalf. Divine timing orchestrates what conscious planning never could. The energy thief faces unexpected exposure in public settings. Their carefully constructed facade crumbles under circumstances beyond your creation. Their manipulative tactics suddenly become transparent to everyone, not just you. Professional consequences materialize for their ethical lapses. Social circles recognize their predatory patterns. Financial reversal follows their spiritual theft. You witness this not with vengeful satisfaction, but with quiet recognition of universal laws operating with perfect precision. The same energy they stole returns to its rightful place. The same deception they practiced becomes the lens through which others now view them. The divine allows the chase into the Red Sea before demonstrating who truly commands the waters. The breaking of chains happens systemically. First, the energetic cords connecting you to the parasite sever permanently. The constant drain ceases immediately, your energy field sealing itself against further extraction. Next, the psychological. Bonds dissolve. The misplaced loyalty, the unwarranted trust, the emotional attachment to someone who never truly existed as presented. Then physical separation manifests through seemingly random circumstances. The thief receives career opportunities in distant locations. Living situations change unexpectedly. Mutual connections naturally divide without conflict. Finally, spiritual liberation completes the process. Your divine connection strengthens beyond previous levels. Spiritual discernment sharpens to laser precision. Intuitive warning systems activate with heightened sensitivity. Throughout this liberation process, synchronicities multiply exponentially. The right people appear with exactly the support you need. The perfect information presents itself without searching. Energy floods back like a river breaking through a dam. Creativity doesn't just return, it amplifies beyond previous capacity. Ideas arrive faster than you can capture them. Inspiration doesn't merely visit, it takes up permanent residence. Your physical body responds immediately. Sleep deepens to restorative levels previously forgotten. Appetite normalizes. Chronic pain diminishes. The persistent fog clouding your thinking evaporates, revealing mental clarity, sharp as polished crystal. Relationships realign around authentic energy exchange rather than depletion. New connections form with people who genuinely celebrate your strength rather than secretly feeding from it. Financial flows stabilize, then improve, then expand beyond previous limitations. Opportunities materialize with synchronistic timing. Doors previously closed swing open without explanation. The restoration exceeds simple return of what was taken. The divine economy operates on principles of abundant compensation rather than mere replacement. What returns carries the interest accumulated during its theft. Your reclaimed energy comes back refined, purified, and multiplied. Certain areas recover instantly. Your spiritual discernment, energetic boundaries, and intuitive guidance systems activate at full capacity immediately after liberation. Other areas restore gradually. Physical vitality returns incrementally. Emotional healing progresses. Systematically, creative flow expands progressively. Each restoration area ultimately exceeds previous functioning. Your energy field doesn't merely repair, it strengthens beyond original capacity. Your creative abilities don't simply resume, they expand into new dimensions. Your spiritual connection doesn't just re-establish, it deepens to unprecedented levels. Universal justice requires no human enforcement. The energy thief's carefully constructed life begins systematic deconstruction. Their stolen power proves unsustainable, like sophisticated equipment running on incompatible fuel. Their borrowed light flickers, dims, then extinguishes entirely. You watch from a distance, detached from any need for personal vengeance. The collapse happens with mathematical precision, each consequence perfectly calibrated to its corresponding theft. The exposure unfolds in public view, reputation dismantles, authority diminishes, influence evaporates. The parasitic patterns previously directed at you find no new hosts as awareness spreads through shared networks. Karmic balance restores with elegant efficiency. No action required from you beyond maintaining your reclaimed sovereignty and refusing further energetic access. Justice isn't revenge. Justice is natural realignment after prolonged imbalance. Divine timing ensures the connections between cause and effect remain unmistakable to everyone involved. The justice process unfolds systematically. First comes exposure. The thief's methods become visible not just to you, but to everyone in their influence sphere. Their manipulative tactics suddenly appear transparent where they once seemed charismatic. Next comes natural consequence, not punishment inflicted, but results naturally flowing from revealed truth. Relationships built on false pretenses dissolve when authenticity becomes visible. Professional achievements dependent on stolen energy collapse without continued supply. Then comes opportunity for redemption. Divine justice always includes pathways for transformation, though many reject them. The thief receives clear invitation to recognize their patterns, take responsibility for their actions, and begin authentic development rather than parasitic extraction. Finally comes restoration of divine order. Energy returns to rightful owners. Truth replaces deception. Authentic power substitutes for stolen influence, and natural balance reasserts where manipulation previously distorted the spiritual ecosystem. Throughout this process, you observe from emotional neutrality rather than vengeful satisfaction. Understanding replaces anger. Compassion substitutes for resentment. Wisdom overrides retaliation. The experience transforms you fundamentally. Vulnerability that made you an attractive target transmutes into discernment that makes you an impenetrable fortress. Energy sensitivity shifts from exploitable weakness to navigational superpower. You detect inauthentic connections instantly. Recognize energetic manipulation attempts immediately. Discern ulterior motives before they materialize into action. Your home transforms beyond merely reclaimed space into actively protected sanctuary. The energy flows purify, strengthen, and establish boundaries that repel intrusion automatically. What once required conscious vigilance now happens at autonomous levels. Knowledge expands beyond personal protection into capability for guiding others. You recognize the signs of energy theft in friends, family, colleagues. Offer insight without imposing. Share protection methodologies without creating dependency. Your experience becomes transformative wisdom others seek during their own awakening processes. This was never about victimization. This was initiation into spiritual authority you were always meant to embody.